I don't get it, I don't get it.
Hey everyone, my name is juliasurface, and if you're new to my channel, I am a freshman at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, about to be a sophomore. That's kind of crazy. And today I am doing a video why I chose the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and talking about my stats and my activities that I did during high school, and kind of like the background information on really why I chose UT out of every school in the United States of America. So I'm going to start with some like background information about my family, and this is before my time. So my mom and dad, they actually both went to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and that's where they met. Kind of cute. And I also have like a ton of other family members that are associated with the University of Tennessee. They didn't go there for undergraduate, but they went there to get their law degree, or they went to University of Tennessee Memphis to get their doctorate. So a lot of associations with UT, and I've always grown up going to the football games. You know, in my house it was a common thing to say, go Vols. I had always kind of wanted to go to UT, but I wasn't really necessarily sure what was out there and what my options were, and I always wanted to keep an open mind. That's just kind of my personality. I sometimes have a hard time making decisions, so I never really was like, yes, I want to go to UT from like a super young age, but it was always on my radar. And so when it came to my junior year and I had to start planning my college visits and choosing like where I want to look, I was thinking about looking at Georgia, I was thinking about looking at Alabama, Auburn, like all those schools. And I just was like, why would I look at those schools when I have a perfectly great state school that has like meaning to me and my family? Like, I don't need to look anywhere else, and I could get in-state tuition. So for me, like, there wasn't a point in looking at any other schools. UT was the only SEC school I applied to. In fact, I only applied to 3 schools, which is kind of, you know, for some people crazy, because a lot of people apply to like a ton of schools, and I only applied to 3, and it's because I'm pretty picky. So like I said, I applied to UTK, and then I applied to Sanford University in Birmingham, Alabama, and the University of the South, also known as Sewanee, and it's in Sewanee, Tennessee. So when I was choosing colleges, I am a homebody, and I did not want to go far away whatsoever. I like only wanted to be probably like 2 to 3 hours away from home, so it definitely limited my search for universities. I took a tour of all 3 of the schools I applied to, and I really liked all of them. So the first school that I eliminated off my list was Sanford University, and I absolutely loved the vibe of Sanford. It was a small like Christian university, and it reminded me a lot of my private school that I went to, but that's kind of why I decided not to go there, is because it reminded me too much of high school. And I hate to say that, because like I had the best high school experience ever, and my high school was absolutely stunning, but I didn't want to relive high school again. Like, I was ready to kind of like grow up a little bit and see the world, and I kind of felt like Sanford was just like high school over again. So then that left me between UTK and Sewanee. So the reason I applied to Sewanee is because my grandfather went to school there, and it's beautiful. If you have not seen their campus, go look up some pictures. And I definitely like wrestled around between UTK and Sewanee, and they're completely 2 different environments, and it was kind of hard. Sewanee is like beautiful. It's kind of up in a mountain by itself. The school is gorgeous, just like my high school. And the thing about my high school, I went to Baylor School. It's a private school, 9 through 12 day and boarding, and it kind of has like this partnership with Sewanee. Like, it's not official, but like a lot of kids from Baylor go to Sewanee, and so I just really loved like that connection between my school and Sewanee, and I would know some people from my class. And another reason I absolutely love Sewanee is because it's just an hour away from my house, so like that's nothing. You can literally go home on a school day and then go back that night, and it's like nothing ever happened. But the reason I decided not to go to Sewanee is kind of the same reason I decided not to go to Sanford. I like needed to grow up a little bit, and I needed to get away from the small school vibe, and I think that small schools are amazing and they really are nourishing of their students, but I'd already had that experience at my high school, and I needed to branch out a little bit for myself. And I love Knoxville. I have family that lives very close to it, and I love the idea of the big football games and the tailgating and just the bigger school atmosphere. It's in a city, so there's things to do. And it just made sense because I didn't have a major going into college. I was exploratory, and UT has so many programs to offer, and I knew that I would definitely find something I wanted to do. So now I'm going to talk about stats and what my stats were. So I took the ACT 3 times. I never took the SAT. I took the PSAT twice, 9th grade and 10th grade, I believe. On my PSAT in my 9th grade year, I think I got 1,090, and then on my PSAT my sophomore year, I think I got 1,200, which is like not a bad score, but definitely not like the greatest. So I kind of figured that the SAT wasn't really my test. So I took the ACT. The first time I took the ACT, I didn't study at all, and I got a 27. And then I took it the second time in the summer going into my senior year, and I got a 25. And then the third time I took it with writing this time. The other past times I only took it with no writing. I got a 29. My GPA, I never saw like a weighted GPA. We may have had them. I just never saw them. I always saw my unweighted GPA. So I ended my high school career with a 3.88 GPA, and I was in the cum laude society. I took 4 APs, and I took 1 honors class in high school. I took AP Language, AP US History, AP Spanish, and AP Human Geography. I made 3s on every single one of those except for AP Human Geography. I made a 5, so that was like my redeeming score. It got me out of the curse of getting 3s, because I swear I literally thought I was cursed. So the activities I did in high school, I played tennis my freshman year, I did soccer my sophomore year, and I did cheer my junior and senior year, and I did community service my freshman, junior, and senior year. I also did yoga, so that was chill. And then I was involved in some clubs. I was involved in the Spanish club at my school. I was a part of a program called Red Circle, where I would work with prospective students and families, just helping them have a good transition into learning more about Baylor. I was a part of FCA. I was a part of the Spirit Club in my school. We have a really big rivalry game, and that entire week, that's what the Spirit Club pretty much prepares for. And I was also a member of the National Honor Society at my school. Like I said, only applied to 3 colleges, so I didn't really have like a huge pool of colleges like waiting for decisions and stuff. But I was admitted to all 3 of the schools that I applied to. I did have like good grades, and I did do stuff in high school, and I think it's just really important to be involved in your community and show the universities and colleges like why you are a perfect fit for their campus. I clearly did not apply to any like super duper competitive schools or anything like that, but my biggest advice to anyone like looking at colleges is just to be yourself and write your essays to the best of your ability and do your best. You know, obviously, not everyone's a complete genius, and that's totally okay. Everyone's different in their own ways, and it's super easy to compare people to one another because of statistics and all of that junk. But honestly, as long as you put your best foot forward, you know, you're gonna find the university and the place that you fit in and that you absolutely will fall in love with. And luckily for me, UT has been that place for me, and I'm so glad I chose UT. I hope this video was helpful, just kind of seeing like my stats and like where I applied and where that got me. And like I said, May 1st is probably today when you guys are watching it, and I can't wait to see all the new vols on campus, hopefully in the fall. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.